Hey guys, I wanted to talk with y'all a little bit about Old English sheepdogs and kind of share why I'm so passionate about them. I have grown up seeing Old English sheepdogs in movies. There was one on Hook, one of my favorite movies ever. Of course, in The Little Mermaid, Prince Eric has an Old English sheepdog, and they just have this beautiful, goofy, loving personality that I have found unmatched. And I've been a dog lover my whole life. I've raised so many different breeds, small and big. And I just have not ever found across the board such a dog that has just over and over brightened every single day and don't tend to have a lot of the habits that dogs, can tend to have that make it a struggle for us as their humans and families and owners to really get to enjoy the full dog experience. So, I'm gonna talk to y'all a little bit about Buffy. She is the first Old English sheepdog that I personally have owned, and she is a big giant white bear. She has been just an utter delight. I cannot tell y'all that there have been so many days that she's so emotionally intelligent into what I've got going on that she knows when to come and see me and to comfort me. And she also is totally fine with kind of backing off and going and taking a nap for the rest of the day. Sheepdogs, as a general rule, are not big chewers. There's, a much happier living situation now that I've added, sheepdogs to my family, because I'm not coming home to destruction and chaos every day. They also have really unique coats to where they don't drop their fur on the floor. So instead of sweeping 6 times a day to, keep the house clean when I've had other dogs living there and just had hair, in every corner, the sheepdog's really individual and special coat is made so that they have an underlayer that sheds, but their top coat, their second layer, does not. And it kind of traps fur from the first layer. And they're made that way to survive in very cold climates. However, even though I do live in South Mississippi, a very hot climate, because the sheepdog also is not a big runner, okay? They're not here for the marathon runner. They're not going to want to sprint off and take a long, jaunt. They're about one good walk a day, and it's time for nap time. Their sweet, goofy dispositions just for me have everything I've ever wanted in a dog. And at first I thought that Buffy might be that special dog, and that I didn't know that it was so breed specific. So then I added another Old English sheepdog to my household named Luna, and Luna was even sleepier than Buffy. Luna has the sweetest, most laid back personality. She's not even really trying to go for a walk. Like, she would be so happy for the rest of her life to sleep at my feet and have, a nice cool tile floor to lay on and live out the rest of her days happily and peacefully. So I have now, over the last several years, I have now had experience with 3 different sheepdogs, and I have never enjoyed a dog so much. Until I met my first Sheepadoodle. Now, one of the things that I think a lot of people can struggle with the Old English sheepdog is that they're not here to learn lots of, cool tricks. They're not necessarily going to get much further than sit, stay, and go potty outside, which is very, which again, the very basic commands came really easily. But I know that there are a lot of people who want to bring their dogs out and about, go on trips, go on long hikes, etc. So whenever I met the Sheepadoodle, which, and again, I'd already had experience with doodles. I'd already had golden doodles and labradoodles. When I met the Sheepadoodle, I really and truly passionately believe that this is the breed of dog that could make people from all walks of life happy. I have sister right now. She is my resident Sheepadoodle, and never in my life have I ever met a smarter dog who is just, it's so hard to even, sometimes I feel like people are going to think that I'm selling them a dream too good to be true, but I can't get behind most other breeds because I can't promise you're going to have a beautiful experience. Sister has some of the prettiest house manners that I've ever known. She has got this magnificent coat full of curls and sheds less than any other doodle breed that I've had. Because, of course, even whenever you're getting a doodle, you're getting a poodle that's got part of the parentage. And then the other breed of dog, meaning, you know, in some cases, golden retriever, Labrador retriever, both those shed and pretty significantly. So when you're putting the sheepdog and their special coat double layered, which they do have a shedding, but they don't drop the hair. The only way the hair is going to be coming off their, you know, coats would be to brush it thoroughly. And I'll go over that in another video, kind of how we care for their coats. But I now have been raising Sheepadoodles specifically for a few years, and I cannot tell you how overjoyed I am to hear time and time again of the beautiful experience that families and people of all ages and walks of life are getting to experience with these dogs. The Sheepadoodle is going to be a little more athletic than the Old English Sheepdog. Because they have a steady dose of that beautiful, goofy, sweet, calm sheepdog, they're still not going to have the bad puppy zoomies. I don't know if you know what I mean. They're not huge jumpers. So that kind of goofy, clumsy sheepdog in their lineage really helps kind of manage that, because all dogs are going to be puppies. All dogs are going to have times where they're not perfectly behaved, especially in the early months. But when I've now had comparison of so many different breeds, especially in the puppy years, to the Sheepadoodle, I just cannot go on and on enough to people to kind of get the word out there on what a beautiful, wonderful dog this can be. The emotional connection is bar none. They train based off positive affirmation from your voice. They are not big runners, as in they're not going to walk out the door and just shoot off and have you driving all over the neighborhood. They are much more concerned with the perimeter of their property, and making sure that their owner is safe and within eyesight. So, again, guys, I'm just so passionate about this breed of dog, and I'm so grateful and thankful that my paths crossed with them, and I've been blessed and able to really have them as part of my family. So if you've never heard of a Sheepadoodle, if you've never met a sheepdog, I just encourage you to kind of, do a little more research on them. And we always invite everybody to come over to our house and get to know our dogs, whether you're wanting to get one or not. We just want to kind of spread the word about this beautiful breed and this wonderful personality that everybody should be able to enjoy. So, thanks for listening to my spiel, and I'll talk to you guys soon.